Hello guys, what can be better than one destroyed Russian helicopter? Two or maybe three? And I say four. Four Russian combat helicopters were destroyed during just one day. And all because of the professionalism of the Ukrainian armed forces, the negligence of the Russian army, and perhaps the mission that we have. And that is to bring lasting peace to Ukraine, Europe, and the world, which means to demilitarize Russia. Most importantly, these helicopters were destroyed deep inside the Russian rear in Belgorod region. And attentive viewers might have already noticed that I keep repeating the name of this Russian region, and all because some important things are happening there. There are rumors that Ukrainian troops now control some villages inside another Russian region, bordering to Kursk-Belgorod. And I don't mind because I know this is just to create the buffering zone and save a lot of innocent lives. What makes this day even brighter? As a bonus, Russian Su-25 was destroyed, but this time the pilot was responsible for that. But honestly, I don't mind. As long as Russian pilots help us demilitarize Russia, I don't mind. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you want to see the collapse of the Kremlin and Putin in The Hague, subscribe, we will discuss that sometime really soon. And now we will discuss this really good day for the Ukrainian armed forces, in the result of which we managed to destroy 4 Russian combat helicopters, 2 Ka-52 and 2 Mi-8. They are expensive, they are very important close to the front lines because they can perform various tasks. You know, war changes a lot in your interests, and right now I can speak a lot about various kinds of missiles, and combat helicopters. So, 2 of the destroyed Ka-52 are classical combat helicopters that are used for various on-land attacks, so they can attack objects and people on the ground, and also they perform various surveillance functions, but -2 of such very important even instruments of the Russian war. Another couple that was destroyed with the precise HIMARS strikes is 2 Russian Mi-8. These are helicopters worth millions of dollars, and they are really big. They can carry a lot of supplies and also assist combat operations on the ground. So losing 4 during one day in just one Russian region, that is a lot. And it definitely illustrates us, first, that Russia is not prepared to defend itself, and second, that something big is happening in Belgorod. Because if you have a look at these recent days, we can clearly see that a huge and very important command center was destroyed there. There are rumors, and maybe tomorrow I will record a separate video about that one more Russian general was neutralized in that Belgorod command point. And there are also rumors that some of the Ukrainian troops control some of the villages inside this Russian region, which can make it 2 of the Russian regions under the control of the Ukrainian army. Something that no one could imagine was possible back in 2022. Putin thought this can be a blitzkrieg, but in reality, he started the self-destruction of the Russian Empire. Please do not believe this Russian BS that sometimes now comes from the White House too. You can clearly see Russia does not control its borders. We destroyed Russian Black Sea Fleet. We ruined their oil refining industry. And now, just an illustration of one day, -4 Russian helicopters, 2 Ka-52, 2 Mi-8. And yes, I like repeating that. Subscribe and please share these videos to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine. That is very important, especially now when we have to fight not just against the Russian invaders, but also against Russian informational agents that literally everywhere. And I was happy to learn that one Russian disinformation group was identified and neutralized in Austria. But neutralized in this like literal meaning of the word, not the way I use it when talking about Russian military objects. And as a beautiful bonus, Russian Su-25 destroyed itself. It happened deeper inside Russia, and it was a training flight. And I was laughing when I read how they shaped it into a sentence that they were training and the aircraft was destroyed. So it sounds like it was a training to destroy aircrafts. I hope they have more of such trainings, because that's exactly what Russia needs. It may seem like the high quality sarcasm, but believe me, for the normal life, even of the Russian population, they need to be defeated and thus liberated from this very totalitarian, very miserable worldview. And very serious work must be done with the Russians, just as it was back in the 40s, to save a lot of people, which now make a very beautiful, freedom-loving, democratic country, Germany. And we have to be very decisive in the way we treat evil. And I'm really happy that nobody believes what Witkoff says or how Trump praises Putin, because I think after everything you've witnessed during the course of this full-scale war clearly demonstrate evil comes from Moscow, and evil must be destroyed to liberate Europe, Ukraine, and even Russia. It's not that I care much about the population, but it works like that. Becoming this monstrous empire, living like that for decades, if not centuries, does not make Russians a good, happy population. So hopefully we will keep demilitarizing them, because that's the only working peace plan. From what I see right now, lots of delegation travel to Saudi Arabia to talk, to introduce the US administration to the history, geography of Eastern Europe. I don't think something serious will work out of that, but it gives us time to mobilize, to strengthen the support from the EU partners, and to keep destroying Russian military helicopters, Russian aircrafts, their oil refineries that feed the military machine, and thus bringing the victory closer. Remember to join me on different social media. The links are in the description of this video. I am always happy when you subscribe to my new channel, Anna Danilchuk, where I speak more about the challenges of the civilian life in times of the big war. And I have 2 good videos already there. One about my bug out bag, and the second one about these first days of war and the feelings and emotions we had. I know many people are worried about this very turbulent times, and not just about Ukraine, about Canada, the United States, Denmark and Greenland, and many more places that can be endangered by evil. And that is another very vivid demonstration why we need to defeat the aggressor. This will teach a very good lesson others who kind of like it. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. But most importantly, thank you that you demonstrate your support to Ukraine, that you see Russian lies, that you see the bravery and resilience of the Ukrainian people, and that you understand it's not a local conflict. Check our merch shop. We've got lots of good items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine, and simply they are beautiful, and they can help you persuade those who doubt and those who want to remain neutral. You cannot remain neutral during this war, because it is very black and white. Ukraine defends itself, Russia invades an independent country, actually the largest country in Europe. If Ukraine stops fighting, Ukraine disappears. If Russia stops fighting, the war ends. It is that simple. Even Trump can understand that. So keep repeating the truth. Thank you once again, and Slava Ukraini!